Have you ever felt invisible? Like nobody saw you because they were too busy, they were too distracted. I know what it feels like to be invisible. You see, I was born into the family of 7 kids raised primarily by a single mom. I had 3 older sisters, they spent time together, and 3 younger brothers, they spent time together. But I was the invisible one, the it child, not really worthy of being seen. Have you ever felt invisible? Because maybe you weren't enough. You weren't good enough. You're not smart enough. Shh, I hope nobody sees you. And then how about those times that you just wish you were invisible? I remember I was 7 years old, and I wanted to be helpful. I offered my dad a drink in the middle of a football game. I didn't know the rule. Don't ever speak up in a football game. He lifted me up and he threw me down the hall. Shh, don't talk. Sometimes we feel invisible because the world's so dang busy. And sometimes we feel invisible because we wish we were, because the violence around us is too much to take. But about 5 years ago, I lived in Minneapolis at the time, and a girlfriend was visiting from Chicago, and she called me. She said, "Get over here right now." I said, "Where are you?" She said, "Oh, I'm at the mall. You got to get here. There is something you got to have." And back then, I always wore orange. Orange is the color of happiness. And I got to this store, and there was a bright orange skirt, but it had pineapples all over it. "Why the pineapples?" She said, "Oh, my goodness, you are such a pineapple." "What are you talking about? What the heck is a pineapple?" She said, "Well, don't you know what a pineapple is?" And at this point, I'm going to invite you all to stand up, and maybe you're ready to. So stand up and repeat after me. Please join me. She was a preschool teacher, and she said, "Miss Annie, don't you know the poem, Be a Pineapple?" I said, "No, I don't know the poem." She said, "Well, repeat after me. Be a pineapple. Stand up straight. Wear a crown. And be sweet on the inside." Isn't that cute? But you see, if you get to know me a little bit, you will just know there is just nothing cute about me. I am not about being cute. I'm about being deep. I don't really care what you know, what you wear, or who you know. What I care about is, what is your story? What's on you on the inside? I want to know the inside of you. I want to know the story behind your story. I want to know your secrets. I want to know the things you hide because you're ashamed of. And I want to love you anyway. And so I thought, well, that is a very cute poem, Be a Pineapple. But I'm not a cute speaker. There's got to be more to the pineapple poem. There's got to be more to the story than just the cuteness. So I asked myself, well, what the heck does a pineapple have to teach us? And I thought about it. Stand up straight. How simple is that? And yet, how hard? Stand up straight in a world where I'm looking down at my phone because it's good to see you, but I just got to finish this one text. Oh my gosh, hi, but there's someone more exciting. Or maybe hi, but I'm distracted by the 300 things I'm trying to do. But what if I really looked up? I started telling myself, Annie, if people think you're a pineapple, be a pineapple. What does it look like? What does it feel like? How can I show up differently in the world? And so I started to stand up straight. I started to walk by people and slow down and look them in the eye. I started to call them by name if I knew their name. And one day I was in a bathroom at a hotel, and there was a woman by the mirror adjusting her wig. She was scantily dressed, and being the humans that we are, it would be quick to judge her and decide what her profession was. But the thing about me is I don't care. I don't care if you're the CEO or the janitor. I don't think you're greater than or less than based on where you come from or what you have walked through, whether how much money you make or how little money you have. Being raised in extreme poverty as the middle child of 7 raised by a single mom, I have learned that every person we meet has something to teach us and something for us to learn from them, for us to teach them. So I touched this woman, and I approached her. I asked, "What's your name?" She was startled, and she said, "Why are you talking to me?" I said, "I don't know. I just wanted to say hi. You looked a little stressed." "Well, I am stressed. I am stressed. What are you doing? What do you do here?" I said, well, I am going to speak at a conference down the hall. And she said, "Well, I don't know why you're talking to me." I said, "I don't either, but it's okay. Why are you being kind? It's one of the questions that breaks my heart today, every day. People are surprised by kindness. It's not something we expect, it's something we're surprised by. She said, well, you speak on a stage, I make my money on a stage too. I said, exactly, we have something in common, right? She went on to say, can I come watch you? I want to see what you do. And I said, well, I'm here for a client, I've got to ask. But if they say yes, I'm more than happy to have you join me. I was speaking to educators that day about impact, about the power of our words to impact another person's life. I asked them, they said, okay. She came in for a few moments, but then she took a call and left for the day. Later that night, I ran into her at the same hotel. They had given me some gift cards. It was an area I didn't live, and I wanted to pass them on and give them to her. She came up to me crying. I said, why are you crying? She said, well, you don't understand. I am 36 years old. I lied to you about everything. Remember how I told you I had 3 kids? They've all been taken away. Remember how I told you this was my name? Well, actually, it's this. And yet, you were kind to me. Do you know you are the first woman in my whole life to look at me and not judge me? Because of your kindness toward me, I'm going to go turn myself in. Today I've been on the run. Just by looking up. How hard is it to look up? Be a pineapple. Look up. But then how about that crown? Okay, I got to ask you a question. This is kind of a secret, but when I get up every morning, you know what I want to do? I want to lay in bed and eat 5 chocolate donuts. Anybody? Like, come on, there's got to be a couple of you. I mean, we just want to hang out in bed and eat donuts. Like, that's what I want to do. And then I remember, you have a crown on, Miss Annie. You have a crown on. People that are valuable don't lay in bed all day and eat donuts. They drink water and go for a walk. They move forward whether they feel like it or not because they remember they have value. But then I thought about the crown. I thought, well, guess, if I'm wearing a crown, guess what? You guys are all wearing crowns too. And then it reminds me to value you. It reminds me to look at you and see that you are worth more than you even know. It reminds me that if I stand up straight and wear my crown, that I can look you in the eye and see your crown. I can value you. And once I was speaking at a conference, I was doing a pre-conference for 3 hours, and I talked a lot about self-care and about value and about mental illness and mental health. Unfortunately, I've lost 3 generations of people in my family to addiction and mental illness. And I was talking about the importance of first we must value ourselves before we value another. And then this man, which if you get close to me, up on a stage, am I a 6-foot-tall, super fit model or what? You know what I mean? I get off the stage, I become fun size, like I just shrink, just like that. But there was this man, and I would say he was about 10 foot tall. He was probably 6'5". But he heard me in the pre-conference. There was only about 40 people there, so I noticed him. And then for the next 3 days of the conference, he kind of followed me. Not in a creepy way, but in a way of knowing that he wanted to speak to me. And I was aware of him, but I also didn't feel comfortable approaching him yet. I figured if he wants to talk, he'll come toward me. And 3 days into the conference, he walked over and he said, can I tell you something? He said, I think you've noticed me following you, and I don't mean to be weird, I'm just really shy. I said, go ahead. He said, 5 years ago, my wife died. I buried her. And when I started to listen to you, what I realized is I buried me too. That's not fair. I've been raising my 2 boys as a dead person. And I don't want to do that anymore. I want to value myself. I want to come back to life. I want to remember that I have a crown on, but so do my boys, and they deserve for me to be alive. Even if they lost their mom, the last thing I should do is make them lose their dad, too. And because of your message, I just want you to know, I'm going to do it. I'm going to come back to life. Yes. What if you wear your crown every morning and then you look around and you see other people's crown? What if you value yourself enough that no matter what comes out of your mouth, people see you be kind to yourself? And you help bring somebody back to life by just showing them they're valuable. Will you be a pineapple person with me? And how about that whole thing about being sweet on the inside? You know what I mean? What about that? You know, when we are sweet on the inside, what happens is what comes out of our mouth is kindness, encouragement, love, support. And you know what? One of the most dangerous weapons in our world today is the keyboard. I mean, we can sit at home by ourselves and we can write mean stuff, and it's not just teenagers. We can write hateful stuff and angry stuff. There's so many things in the world that I wish I could show people, like sweetness is within. And you can use your mouth to lift a life. You can use your mouth to encourage, to support, to believe in another human. Words are powerful. I know. And people write to me all the time, Annie, I got so caught up in the negative. I got so caught up in the news. I got so caught up in the politics. I started spewing things that weren't even of me. And I say it's never too late to stop. I don't watch the news because I think that it's not the news or the politics that will change the world. I think it's you. Each and every one of us, every day, if we were pineapple people. I said I couldn't wait to do this TEDx talk because my vision for my life is that I create a movement where people walk around and say, I'm a pineapple person, are you? I am, are you? Hey, let's get some more pineapple people. Let's wear some more pineapple clothes. Let's get pineapple earrings. Let's remind people that it's not 21 steps or 52 steps or 300 weeks, it's 3 steps. It's a stand up straight. It's a wear your crown. It's a be sweet on the inside and spread kindness and encouragement and love. That's what a pineapple person is. But you know how people are. They like to debate you. But Miss Annie, sometimes pineapple's a little pokey on the outside. Isn't that the truth? You know what? Pineapples are a little pokey on the outside. But guess what? Are we sometimes pokey on the outside? And one thing I learned about being pokey on the outside is sometimes I'm pokey on the outside because I'm going through some hard stuff. I also am aware that sometimes other people are pokey on the outside. But what I remember is, you know what? They're pokey today. They're hurting. They're afraid. They're insecure. They have a story, Annie. But they're still sweet on the inside. They're a little lost. Could I offer them some grace, some kindness, some encouragement? Could I be the sweetness that they need until they figure out how to be sweet? You see, sometimes people say to me, Annie, I don't really get why you are so sweet and so happy. You had a hard life. You had a hard upbringing. What makes you want to be kind to people? Let me tell you something. It is so much more fun to be kind, to be good, to spread good rumors. Did you hear the good news about that person? Did I tell you? Right? To interject the negative and the hardship in life with something beautiful and positive. Not unrealistic, though I have been noted to be, but just sweet and kind, and I believe in you. I don't believe in myself. I still believe in you. When I was 18 years old, I had the privilege of being invited as a guest on the Oprah Winfrey Show. And when I was on that show, it was for runaway youth. Let me tell you, I was never runaway. But by the time I was 18, I had moved 83 times. But something happened to me, not on the show. The show was rather painful, if I'm honest with you. But after the show, Oprah Winfrey shared with me and the 2 other girls her past experience. Her experience of people saying, give up. You are a woman and you are a woman of color. Calm down. Quit trying to be more and do more, including her father saying it and her uncle's own hurt of her life. But you know what she said? Don't believe them. She was the first woman to look in my eyes. And she said, Annie, you can be anything. You can do anything. Don't make the past define your future. Look forward, not back. Don't let people tell you what you're less than, which I have been told I am learning disabled, learning different. I've been asked if I was illiterate, if I'd ever amount to anything, if I was a ragamuffin, but guess what? I will amount to something. I have. And guess what else? I will spend the rest of my life being a pineapple person and looking in people's eyes like Oprah looked in mine. And I will say, you can be anything. Don't let your past define your future. And I will tell people, I will invite people to be pineapple people with me too. I hope that you will be a pineapple person. I wear pink today for 2 reasons. 1, pink is the friendliest color, if you did not know that. But also today, not only are there yellow pineapples, but there are pink pineapples. And sometimes we need a visual reminder of who we are and who we want to be. And sometimes that's our smile, and sometimes it's our crown, and sometimes it's a piece of pineapple. But my invitation to all of you is, will you be a pineapple person too? Will you stand up straight, look people in the eye? Will you wear your crown and value yourself and value others? And will you every day use your mouth and your keyboard, sorry, I do my sweet on the inside, your keyboard to encourage at least one other person? Thank you so much. Please go be pineapple people.